This is Jonathan Agger, Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by trainer Dave Coldwell here in Sheffield. You've got Hopey Price on Saturday's build. Dave, how are you? Been a while.
I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm good. I'm glad to be back out with Hopey. I'm glad he's fit and healthy enough to fight again. He had a bad back injury, which is why he didn't fight last time round. So yeah, it took a couple of months for him to rehab and get through it. But he's all good to go now, so we're excited.
Do you feel you have one of the best prospects in the UK in your state?
100%. Not just the UK either. He's that good. He's got that much potential. The kid's special. He really is.
What can we expect from him on Saturday night? I know he's got a Nicaraguan opponent. We know they don't come to lie down.
No, and he's 18-3. He's not a Nicaraguan with a 50-50 record. He's been around a long time. He's 18-3. He's here to win. It's a fight that if Hopey gets it wrong, it's a tough fight. Still wins because Hopey can do it all, but it can be a tough fight. But if he does what he does and what he's been doing in the gym, then he'll look good. And that's what I'm expecting. What I want is, I'll be honest with you, it's kind of like just progression from his last fight. Normally camp to camp we're improving loads all the time, but he's had a long time out, so then it's like you regress and you're building back up. So I'm just looking for a little progression, and then we move on to the next one, and then we have another big jump.
And what level is he at? We see a lot of the British guys, a great division, that super bantamweight. Where is he compared to those guys?
Potentially he's better than them all, but he's only had 7 fights, so it's not a case of rushing him and having disrespect for the other fighters. It's we can go and do 12 rounds against him straight away. Give him a few more fights. He's only had 7 fights. What I don't want it's like we're doing an 8-rounder on Saturday. Personally, I would like to get 7 or 8 rounds out, especially with him not fighting for a long time. He's like he had a stoppage his last fight. He had 1.5 rounds his fight before. I want him to get some rounds. I don't want him to go straight into a 10-12 rounders, having only done 1 6-rounder and not gone through to 7-8. I want to tick some boxes. That's my idea for developing him. Is I want boxes ticked all the way through. Sparring's fantastic. I know his engine's great. Because of the people he spars with and what he does. But fight night's a little bit different. The experience of fighters that have navigated those rounds at championship level before is different. And so when you've got a talent like Hopey, it's not just about letting him off the leash and go. It's developing and them learning about themselves.
And what update do you have for the rest of your stable? Jordan, Lerone and Steve?
Jordan's we're looking at mid-September, early October. He's back punching with his right hand. He had an operation after his last fight, so I'm glad he's back. He's looking good as well. The last fight was the worst camp we've ever had because he had a knee injury going into that, and he's had time to let that heal and everything become, and he's back to being what he was. So I'm looking forward to his next fight. Don't ask me about the run, because that is the most frustrating thing that I've ever had to endure, really, as a coach. I feel sorry for the kid. As a career, massive win, goes top 10 Ring magazine. Back in the gym 2 weeks later, and we're still here waiting for a fight day. Stephen Cairns will be fighting August 27th up in Glasgow. Looking forward to that. And that's about it, really.
It was just announced, I believe, Joyce against Parker. What's your thoughts?
Exciting. That's a good fight. It's a Joyce-Parker with Andy Lee is improving loads and loads. Joe Joyce is the guy that you look at and you think somebody's going to knock him out sooner or later, but he keeps on walking through everybody and grinding everybody down. It's a good fight, a really good fight, and I can't wait for that. I want to go to that. That's a great fight.
Is that sort of the best fight you can make in the heavyweight division outside the champions?
Outside, yeah, quite possibly. There's a mix of fighters where if you put any of them in together, it's a great fight. There's a mix of them fighters. But that's one of those, mate, and that's a great fight. That excites me as a fan.
Dave, 2 weeks to go till Joshua looks to get revenge in Saudi Arabia against Usyk. How does he go about this for you, and what does Robert Garcia add?
a wealth of experience of working with top level fighters, and he knows the game inside out. Whether that gels with AJ, we don't know until fight night. But I can't wait for that fight because there's so many different ways of looking at this fight. You've got to think, what Usyk's gone through with his family, his friends, his people in Ukraine, does that affect him? Has that affected his mindset? Has that affected his attention span in the ring? Does it affect him emotionally on the fight night? Because if your emotions get in way of your IQ and what you're thinking about doing, that can be a bad thing. Does the Garcia blend work for AJ? Does he all of a sudden become a better fighter going forward? Because if he's just reverting back to the type of fight he was going forward, that's not good enough. Because the AJ that went forward against your Dillian Whites and your people back in those days, that's not good enough to beat Usyk. He has to add more, and he has to have picked up more and be comfortable with more going into this fight. I think he needs to work that body, take Usyk's legs away, sharpness away, expect to miss up top. Early dose. Don't look for the perfect shot with his right hand to the head when he does throw, because he hits that hard. If you can increase the volume of it, that's going to have an effect on the legs. If you increase the volume on the body shots, not loading up on single shots maybe, but increase the volume a little bit, then that's going to have more of an effect. Because we know that he's a fantastic combination puncher, and he's turned around a result before, so he can do. He knows mentally for him going into a fight. He knows he can say to himself, "Okay, well I've been beaten convincingly before, and I've turned it around when nobody expected me to do it, so I can do it again." That's how he can look at things.
Is there a fight in Joshua's career where he's shown the type of style needed against Usyk in this rematch, do you think?
Not for me. That's what I'm saying, is if you look at him as a pressure fighter in the past, is that good enough to beat Usyk? No. That's why he's got to have that same sort of looking to pressurise him, lean on him, grab on him, bully him, but he needs to have the feet to get into that range, and he needs to be able to put Usyk into positions where Usyk's uncomfortable.
Some people have questioned his stamina when he unloads and things like that. Is that a concern, or can he?
Concern. But if you can have an effect on Usyk at the same time, then you're draining his stamina as well. If you're not really having an effect on him, and you're working, and Usyk's fight within himself, Usyk can ride, or if Usyk can ride that out, then he comes on, and that's where the problem occurs down the stretch.
All right, well, Dave, thanks for talking to Pro Boxing fans. Best of luck on Saturday with Hopey.
Cheers, nice.